Hey there, YouTube, and welcome to my review of a 2013 Harley Davidson V-Rod Muscle. And a couple other muscle cruisers, and why I think this one is just right. Of the three little bears, the V-Rod is just right. So, what is the V-Rod? It's a liquid-cooled Harley, and it first came out in 2002. Internally, it's known as the VSRC, or V-Twin Racing Street Custom line. Originally came out as a 1130cc V-Twin and had 115 horsepower. By the time the Muscle came out in 2009, this bike ran from 2009 to 2017, kind of in response to the wide tire craze of Orange County choppers and Jesse James, where everyone had to have a big fat rear tire. Harley made the breakout, and they turned the V-Rod into the Muscle. They bumped the engine size to 1250 or 47 cc's, 122 horsepower, 87 foot-pounds of torque, and this bike is quick. So basically here we have the Ducati, trying to be a sport bike, the Vmax, which is just pure overkill, and the VRod, which I think as a power delivery is just right. Very linear, easy to ride, runs a 12-second quarter mile at 113 miles an hour. So fast, but not like holy crap fast. Not you're breaking the rear end loose every time you hit a little bit of moisture, get a half throttle. The Vmax busts the back tire end out all the time. Half throttle, second gear, all of a sudden you're spinning the rear tire. Doesn't happen here in the Harley. The Harley is just a reliable, relatively comfortable, although I think the first generation was more comfortable, reliable motorcycle that should have taken off, but just never really did. When Harley first came out with these in 2002, they were selling about 10,000 a year. Not what they were expecting. They were trying to get a younger audience. By the time these came out, it was considerably less. They watered down the model line with a bunch of different models, and it wasn't making that 10,000 a year. But the engine sounds wonderful. You have a 9,000 RPM red line, 150 mile an hour speedometer, which it will get close to that. I believe it'll do somewhere in the 140s. And ready? Listen to that. It just sounds awesome. The only real problem I'm going to have with this bike, the Muscle, compared to the other V-Rods, is the handlebars. So as you see here, my feet, really comfortable, nice place to be. These handlebars are really all you can get. There's no aftermarket handlebars for this bike. These are bespoke to the V-Rod Muscle. And as you can see, this is a one-piece bar. No one else is making that. I did see one company that was making it. I don't know if they still do. $1,400. An insane amount of money. So that's the one problem, is if you don't like that bar, you're not going to like this bike. It's really a cool bike. The gas tank's here underneath the seat. There's the gas tank for a lower weight distribution. Up here, that's the airbox underneath there. And this is the bike that Harley really put a lot of effort. They made this engine with Porsche, made a modern engine. They really thought it was going to take off. And unfortunately, it just never did. Now, Harley's trying again with the liquid cooling, with the Pan America and Sportster S, and I hope it takes off there. I've seen a few Pan Americas. I've never seen a Sportster S on the road. So I fear that it's not Harley's fault that people don't want to get a modern Harley. It's the demographics of who buys Harleys. So, honestly, except for the bars, this bike is just right. The Ducati, you sit really high, and it handles like a sports bike, so when you hit bumpy roads, all the weight just goes in your tailbone. Your tailbone gets the shit kicked out of you. The Vmax, I mean, it's badass. I mean, look at that. You're riding an engine, but it's overkill. It really is overkill. The Vmax, it's an everyday, livable, drivable muscle bike that unfortunately never took off like it should have. Thanks, YouTube. So like, share, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.